Continuing on in the communications menu comes one of my favorite parts of the CNC patient chart, which is flags. So I designed flags because we're always putting yellow stickies on the chart to remind ourselves of things that aren't necessarily an official part of the medical record. For example, this patient prefers to see this dietitian, or this patient wants to be called Cliff instead of Clifford, or let's just do blood pressures on this patient's right arm and not on their left arm, or same-day appointments only, or what have you. So flags is our yellow sticky system, but the nice thing about flags is we'll actually see them and they'll never get lost. So if we go over to the Flags tab, then we'll see this patient's flags. And what's nice about flags is we always have those popping up in the header for each patient. So if you've entered something in flags, it's not going to get buried in the chart. You're always going to see it. So here this patient has a contagious rash. We should use gloves. And down here in the table you can see she actually has two different flags, but one of them is set not to display. So any flag could be activated or inactivated. So for example, we could edit this flag. We could tell it to display. That'll put the yellow sticky back on the front of the chart. And so what we'll see is now she has both of those flags. So adding a flag is real easy. Obviously you click add, you type in your message. Whatever your message is, you add it, and here you go. Patient prefers to be called Batilda. If you're a front office, that's probably all you need to see in terms of flags, but if you're a dietitian or a medical provider, watch on for just one other way you can quickly add flags. So I'm logged in right now as a dietitian, and if we go back to the patient's chart and RD notes, similar to how you can issue staff to-dos from within the dietitian and medical notes, you can do the same thing with flags. So if you're in the dietitian note and you're typing your note and the patient tells you something important, it's just your standard dietitian note that you're filling out. The patient tells you something and you don't want to jump around over to flags, you can go ahead and add your flag right here. So if you were doing your note and you said patient prefers to be called Batilda, and then you add that note, that will get added as a flag without your having to leave your note. So same thing, just another way to get there. And similarly, if we're logged in as a medical provider, so let me log out and log in as a medical provider. Pull up the same patient. Go back to communications. Go back to flags. Oh, excuse me, we're supposed to go to charts, MD notes, I'm sorry. Going back to MD notes. And if we're adding an MD note, again, as you're going through your note on the third tab down near the staff to-dos, you have an option to add flags. Anything you add here will be added as a flag up in your chart header. And that's it for flags. I hope you enjoy your never getting lost and easy to find yellow sticky system.